New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right. And from New York, we're driving down London Square, the mural, the yellow buildings. This is all London. If you look at the architecture in London, it has more of a European feel to it compared to the architecture across the street in New York. More of a metropolitan feel to it. And New York doesn't just represent New York, it could also represent any metropolitan area in the world with the work and collaboration between the production designers, art directors, prop masters, and the hundreds of people that work behind the cameras who help bring these stories to life. I mentioned that they made New York look like Boston in 1993 for TED. Recently, they've been filming their Suits LA, so I'm pretty sure that they've made that area look like Los Angeles for Suits LA. And also, one of our shows, American Ninja Warrior, films there once in a while, but for that show, they built the LA obstacle course in the middle of the street. Now, a lot of high-profile directors have collaborated with us here at Universal throughout the years, from Alfred Hitchcock to Steven Spielberg to Angelina Jolie to Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Action! I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in the future. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. What kind of place is it? So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
I would have probably but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, everyone, please remain seated and hold on to your personal belongings.
Why you say thank you so much? Thank you. Thank you so much for the life. You came right in time. We could be able to see it, but not as much. I have 3D glasses.
Okay, glasses on, everybody.
Glasses on.
We're back to Skull Island. Slow.
Here we go. I hope y'all can see some. Well, here we go. I guess I'm going to like the
low signal.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions. There's creatures coming at them. They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving it along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We really created that of feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting it to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Being considered to be a movie monster, Universal invented the horror movie genre. Coming up on the right, you're going to see a beautiful mural paying a tribute to our classic monster.
And an instrumental part of the process of designing these murals was getting to go to the Universal Archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from those movie posters, all this stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind making movies. But I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding and graffiti and comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with painting stuff in the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. And without that, I never would be here using spray paint like this.
Now, if you look to your left behind the lake, you're going to see some sound stages back there. 3031 is currently home to The Voice. Adam Levine is back as one of the coaches on The Voice this season. 3233 is home to a comedy they filmed in there called Happy's Place, starring Reba McEntire, who was actually last season a coach on The Voice. And the lake we see here was used to film one of our classic monster movies, Creature from the Black Lagoon. And we're going to be talking more about movie monsters since Universal invented that horror movie genre, but we're on our way to Little Europe, where Little Europe could represent any European country in the world with just changing the languages on the signs. So London and Spain for City Slickers, Paris, France for the Pink Panther, the Caribbean for Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. It was when we shot our first Academy Award-winning movie in 1930, All Quiet on the Western Front. It was Germany for that film. It was the afterlife for the good place we took in.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
But you know what's super awesome? Since Universal invented the horror movie genre, all your favorite classic monsters, they got their start here in Little Europe. This was I.K. England for The Invisible Man, Transylvania for Dracula, Paris for The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Coming up on the right, you're going to see the Court of Miracles where all these monsters roamed around.
You think Universal think monsters? Dracula, Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Hunchback, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera, classic. Brilliant.
That Frankenstein image, flathead, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by these movies.
Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They're still ringing in our memories now. And we love them.
All right. And our tour is approximately at the halfway mark. I just want to remind everybody to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property. If you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the red cord to get my attention. I'll be back to assist you. But do remain seated on the tram. And please do remain seated. Hold on to your personal belongings. It looks like we're headed inside a real...
Uploading once I get out here.
No, what are you doing? Remember this one?